Hi. Hello.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hello.
I wasn't unmuted. Hi.
Your mic is loud.
Is it?
hmm Hello. If you have joined, say hello. Let us know you are here. And stuff and stuff.
Does it sound better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sound like something changed. Sound like something changed. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hot.
Hi, everybody. Say hello as you are tuning in.
I need this weather to be great and do what it wanted to do, what it need to do when it need to do it. Okay.
It feels good. Are you going through the change?
Negative. I did just run all over this place to get here by 9:25 because I had a meeting. So I literally just got home, stuffed my face with 2 bites, poured me a glass, and here. And here.
Same. Same. I was running, but I'm here. We here. So y'all better say hello.
Y'all say hello. Okay. All righty.
Threw some water on my hair, make it look decent.
You gotta do what you got to do. All right, you ready to get started? I guess we're gonna play the intro.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Welcome
Sorry.
to Occasionally Posh, where we enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. I am your girl, Miss Chassie B.
And I'm Hot Girl Sunshine. Welcome.
She said she's trying to have her hot girl summer. This is not what she meant when she said hot girl summer.
Yeah, that's what it is in my world, okay? It is in my world. Tia said, "How y'all? I'm up here. I'm up in here. Hey, T.
Hi, T.
I appreciate you joining and stuff. All righty. If y'all haven't done so, please say hello. Let us know you're here. Please share, comment along with all the topics and shenanigans that we're gonna go forth with and stuff. And I don't know what's going on over there. And we always start with a foreplay. And our foreplay for tonight, I just have a question. We was kids, right? Kids. I mean young kids, and we played hide and seek. You remember the game hide and seek?
Yeah.
Well, I want to know how many people, because one of the people I watch and listen to on podcasts, it was asking if this goes state worldwide. How many of y'all have played hide and go get it?
Everybody.
You know, it was some people who never heard of it. What is that?
What?
Go get it.
Where do they live?
I don't remember. I didn't pay that. But it was a lot of people who did not. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but it was a good majority. It was a good amount of people who didn't know what hide and go get it was. Either just didn't want to admit it.
But a lot of people.
Yeah. For people who live up under a rock, one of the urban dictionary definitions of it is when boys are on one team and girls are on the other team, and the boy finds the girl so he can get in them draws. I ain't gonna say what it said. Get in them draws.
we ain't never did it that way where you was actually like having sex.
That was gonna be my next question, because a lot of people played it but actually didn't really play it for real.
Right.
Like we play if people was playing it in my neighborhood, they might have kissed or felt on a booty or a boob or something. But the actual origin of the game is to actually fornicate.
Now I propose that we should have a adult hide and go get it.
Staying out of that. Y'all go for it. But
I think that would be so fun. Like single people only. Like no people in relationships unless y'all are in an open relationship or y'all trying to find y'all a unicorn to come into your relationship, and then you can come. But it's for the single people, and we do hide and go get it. That's gonna be fun. I'm about to plan
it. Was another title for it too, hide and go something. It was another secondary title that I had never heard of, but around here we called it hide and go get it. And we was kids, forward tail kids. We be talking about these kids forward. We was forward, as old folks say. We was forward too.
Forward asses. Yep, I'm gonna plan that. That's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna be so mad if somebody finds me that I don't want to find me. Oh, I'm gonna be mad. I'm like, I quit.
I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing it. Tara said I have, but didn't get caught because I didn't want anyone to get it. She over there hiding under everything. Probably was getting caught talking about you don't see me. I ain't here.
All right. Me, if it's somebody that I want to find me, I'm be behind a little tree that's probably about this big, and I'm this big. They were like, you gonna hide, right? I is hiding.
I am. I'm hiding.
You can see me. You can see. You better come get it, boo.
I'm done. What if two people find you at the same time?
It depends on what they look like.
Wow. Tierra said, no way, LOL. There will be people pressing charges for sure. That part.
No, we're gonna do it as adults, and it's gonna be consent.
But it's gonna be that one or two people. I was gonna say dudes, but I ain't gonna be dudes. I ain't gonna put it on dudes. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the one or two that's gonna be a little too aggressive.
We gonna everybody gonna have
some
to
rules
sign
and regulations and sign some.
Everybody gonna have to sign an NDA. You're gonna have to do consent. If you get found, it's got to be consensual. Like that person has to say yes, and people have to understand that just because they said yes at 122, at 123, they can say no. Keep it moving. You go find and get somebody else. This thing gonna be fun. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Y'all like, don't y'all be.
She gonna have that at the next game night. We think we're gonna be in there playing tic-tac-toe. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, y'all ready to hide and go get it?
I be like, ladies, be y'all contenders. This is such and such. He is 6'4". He is single. No kids. He works at such and such. Yeah, this is that.
I'm gonna be in there talking about. No wonder she said wear pasties. And Tierra gonna be like, well, she said that so women will be beautiful. Like, no, she said that so you be naked.
So you be naked, already ready. Wear your sundresses, ladies. Don't put drawers under them.
Well, speaking of not putting drawers up, well, no, we're gonna wait for that. We're gonna wait for that. You were sitting here talking about people. You have to be attracted to somebody and things of that nature, and consent and all of that. Well, that really goes into the post that we had this week about men, what you find unattractive about women, and women, what you find unattractive about men. So I wanted to just highlight it since we had a good amount of people who commented on it and things of that nature. So the first one, of course, was men only. What are things you find unattractive about women? And I meant to have it pull up, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. I copied it and pasted it.
I wish that more men had a comment.
I know, me too. It's always way more women, though. It's always. But the first one was attitude. And then we asked for clarification about attitude. And they was talking about women having just attitude all the time for no reason, just angry betties. You know, a lot of us black women, I ain't saying this is what he meant. I'm just asking it coming off this because I'm sure he didn't know what he meant. But, you know, a lot of people call black women angry black women sometime anyway. When is it warranted to call us angry black and when is it not?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there are a lot of angry black women. I mean, they're just angry for no reason. They have this resting bitch face that they glorify. Like, I'm not mean. I just look like this. But you want to be perceived as mean, in my opinion. I feel like people that have the RBF they want to be perceived as a mean person because they enjoy being a mean person. There are a lot of women that I know. I'm not saying all women, so if it's not you, baby, it's not you. But there are a lot of women that I know that like to be mean, that like to be angry. And I'm like, what is wrong? Like, what happened to you? Who shitted in your cornflakes this morning? Ma'am, get back in the bed and roll over to the other side and get out. Right. Don't get out on the same side you've been getting out for the last 10 years, because it's not cute. And I can understand why men don't like that. But I say all of that to say that a lot of women that have these very nasty ass attitudes got a man. So somebody like it.
What? I ain't never paid attention to if they got a man or not. I don't know. I need statistics on it. But but I definitely do agree with you. I think a lot of people, I ain't gonna say they like to have an attitude, because I don't know their story or the reasoning behind it. But I do feel like our hurt comes off as anger sometimes. The way we were treated by someone comes off as anger. Sometimes anger can come off as that's your protection. That's how you are protecting your other emotions. None of that makes it right. Let me be clear. I'm gonna need you to figure it out and seek some therapy. But I think sometimes, and a lot of us, we carry chips on our shoulder, even though we be trying to say we don't. We might not carry the chip of I'm gonna be angry at you per se, but we gonna carry that emotional baggage from it for a bit. Like, we might forgive you for what you did to me, but I ain't gonna forget it for a bit. Okay,
for a minute.
For a minute.
but then you got some women that wake up like, why is sitting on the couch like that? Why you ain't take out the trash and all this kind of stuff? Like they talk at men instead of talking to men.
Right.
And I see a lot of parents of people that are our age now, and I see how they spoke to their kids, because they still speak to them the same way. And I'm like, this is why this man ain't flourished, because you've always pretty much talked down to him or talked at him instead of talking to him. So now he doesn't even know how to communicate with women as a whole adult, because you didn't know how to communicate with him or her, vice versa. Like, it goes all the way around.
Yes, it's definitely generational for sure. And like I said, we just have to acknowledge it, and all of us, and I don't care, women can say it ain't true all they want, but all of us have one point in time of our life treated the next man like the last man, because they showed just a little inkling. Right. Just a little inkling or something that wasn't right. And, oh Lord, here we go again. I'm like, no, somebody could just be having a bad day. Or you need to be open to being able to talk, like you said, talk to someone, with someone about something. Be teachable. You could be the smartest, most intelligent, the best person in the world, but you have to learn how to maneuver and mend and grow and handle your partner differently depending on who they are. So don't think I'm grown and I got it all together and I've been in this life and I know how life be life. We can always learn something.
Exactly.
Let's be very clear.
Because I just learned how to do a yoga handstand. Baby, I'm about to be lit this summer.
I'm done. Tia said, LOL, that's what I would say, huh? Something new.
Close to it.
Close to it. She said, never is okay to be called that to me. Sometimes we are angry, but we are always black, and that word combination isn't used for any other race. That's facts. I didn't care how only black women got that tagline. Okay,
I mean,
yeah, I get it. There are women who nag. I hate that. Leave that man alone. That same woman nag people at work. Honey, the truth on today, is one of my old church members used to say.
The truth on today.
On today. But it's funny that was one of the first things that was said, and then of course what we just said in the transition of it, because I seen this post that somebody had posted, said dating a woman that has been single for a long time is roughest downstairs. She ready to break up over anything. You left the cap off the toothpaste. I can't do this anymore. You disturbing my peace. It's you know what? I actually agree with what he's saying to an extent. I mean, leaving the cap off toothpaste is an extreme, but I agree with it to an extent. How you feel about it?
I agree. Put it back up, because I missed half of it because I was reading something. Okay, my bad. Dating a woman that's been single for a long time, rough as hell. She ready to break up over anything. You left the cap off the toothpaste. I can't do this no more. You disturb my peace. Listen,
I'm sorry. Some women might be offended, but it's kind of true, just a little bit. I'm just saying.
Listen.
Just a little bit. When you've been it's one thing when you've been single and hurt, but it's one thing when you've been hurt, single, hurt, single. Now I finally found you. It take a little while to flip it.
Right. This is true.
You're gonna be human is all I'm saying. You're gonna be human. All right, some of the other comments. Someone said disrespectful, and we asked for clarification on that. And they said not being loyal physically, emotionally, and think it's not visible and not showing a man his value in relationship. We need validation from our significant others, and this can go both ways. How you feel about that?
I agree. Yeah. Disrespectful. It said not being
loyal physically or emotionally and thinking it's not visible, not showing a man his value in a relationship, not input, of course, showing validation. So then I wanted a breakdown of disrespectful. Disrespectful means so many different things. It could just mean you don't talk to him right. It could mean, you know what I'm saying? It could mean a whole array of things, which is why I asked for clarification. But
right. And I agree because that is disrespectful. But then to say that the person doesn't think it's visible, which means that you yourself notice it, why not address the issue?
And I can be the other side of that because a lot of us will say, no, it's all right. I'm fine. We all right. Both
the whole time you're not all right.
Right. My therapist I talked to my therapist about, communication a little bit this past week. And she was like, sometimes one partner can be upset because, they're saying something or not saying something, but you not addressing it and giving your feelings and not saying something about the something. Both of y'all lying. I was like, ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think I was lying, but it is. Both of y'all being distrustful.
Right. Because you just saying, oh, it's fine. There's nothing's wrong. That's a lie.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. It is a lie. I recently had a conversation with a guy, and that's pretty much what it was other things that was said, but that was pretty much the conversation. Like, because I am just a person that I'll dump all my stuff off on my friends, like whenever it builds up to a level. And I'll like dump everything off on them. I'm like, I am not happy about this and blah, blah, and all this kind of stuff. And then we can all go through it. We can laugh about it. Be like, girl, you crazy. Why did you do that? Why did you hold on to it so long? Why ain't you said nothing? And then we go through and work through solutions and all that kind of stuff. I take some of the solutions back. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But to actually deal with somebody that wants you to speak your emotions right then, all the time, and like be open to communication, that's very hard for me. And so I leave out a lot of times. I'll be like, I'm fine, I'm okay, because I'm not ready to deal with the emotions. I've never had anybody that makes me have to deal with the emotions right then, because I can hold it up, talk to my friends about it, we come to our conclusion, then I go back to you and be like, you know what, you had me fucked up on March the 3rd. And I'm gonna tell you why. I done sat down, I done wrote out my little paragraph that I was gonna say. I done got my counter arguments ready in my head, because I would be like, oh, he gonna say this, he gonna say that, and this is what I'm gonna say back. Now you making me say what I don't want to say right now, and I'm just gonna say I'm fine. Yeah. And I'm lying because I'm lying.
Right. You are definitely lying. And reality of it is, I know people don't want to hear it, and we all hardly ever, nobody follows it. Let's just be real. Now, I ain't saying hardly, but most likely. But your spouse or your significant other should be the first person you go to, not your friends and your family.
Oh, I'm single, so it's fine.
I said or significant other. That don't mean
I'm single.
It mean whoever you got this emotional tie to, I guess is my point. Because if you having an emotional, if you're talking about emotional communication, that means you have an emotional tie to someone. So that should be the person you go to talk about those emotions. Is my point. You can sit here and try to put a label on it all you want. It's all the same. But it's easier to talk to our friends. And that's even for me. It's easier to talk to your friends because they go, let's be real. Sometimes it's easier to talk to them because they're going to automatically see it from your side of the point of view. Sometimes he ain't. Chats be me and her. We be truthful with each other all the time. But every now and then, women be thinking alike. We be like, yeah, you're right. It should have been done. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's for that reason. Sometimes it's because you get you don't get the same type of judgment or the same type of feeling of judgment when you're not talking to your significant other that you have to lay beside every day, or not every day, or whenever you lay with them. No judgment. Things like that. It's just easier. You ain't got to see. I ain't got to see Chats to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and repeat. But you got to see your person Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's why it's so much easier to fake stuff at work than it is at home, because you only at work 8 to 5 unless you work overtime.
Sometimes I feel like we spend more time with our work people than we do.
Yeah, you're right about that. But my point is, they only gonna have to get a piece of us. Right. The person that you actually in a relationship get all of you. That could be a lie. It could be a lie. All right, the last point a man made was a liar. I think they could go both ways too. But a liar was the last point.
Did he elaborate on it? Or we didn't ask for elaboration, did we? No. Because a liar is a liar, but it would be interesting to know.
Right, what his point of view was. Maybe maybe we can ask later. All right, the women went in. Okay, the women went in. I don't think we're gonna make it through every point. The first one was oh Lord, where we at? Boop, boop. And just to be clear, that what we was asking for was for physically or emotionally or mentally or whatever. So it wasn't one pinpoint. Somebody said messed up teeth, dirty nails, and long hair and long nails. There'll be men out there with long nails still in 2023.
Yes, and I automatically assume that any male that has long nails does cocaine.
Yo, you think they scooping it up like this?
Yes, especially if their pinky nails are long. I'm like, oh my God, he's on cocaine. Because why are your nails that long? It just weirds me out.
I mean, it is a little weird. It is. The next person said talking condescending to you like you are stupid, like you like you getting on their nerves. I don't like people talking condescending to me either, and we definitely don't like to be mansplained. I mean, please don't.
You know something? I am guilty of being a condescending talker, and somebody called me out on it. Who was it? I can't remember who it was that called me out on it. And I didn't realize it until they called me out on it. And I remember who it was. It was actually the crackhead guy, which is surprising. But I learned something from him. I did learn something from him.
Everything a blessing.
So we was having a conversation. It was after I found out he was on drugs or whatever. And I was talking to him in a very condescending way. And he stopped me in the middle of the conversation. He was like, you don't have to talk to me like that. And I was like what? He was like, condescending. He was like, you're saying and all this kind of stuff. He was like, but you're not talking to me. You're talking at me and you're doing this and you're doing that and belittling. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then I thought about it. I said, I do that a lot. And I didn't realize that I do that. And I was like, I need to start taking a deep breath, stepping back and making sure that I'm not doing it, because I done it a lot. And I want to apologize to everybody I've ever done it to, because I didn't realize that I was doing it until he called me out on it. So sometimes if somebody is talking to you like that, they may not even realize that they're talking to you like that. Not
even realize it.
Call them out.
Call them out. And call them out in a tasteful way. Now, I'm like, I say it probably 1,100 times a year, but it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So I ain't saying go in on them about it. But if, you can let them know in a nice way. And some people gonna receive it, and some people ain't. You know what I'm saying? But at least get them the opportunity to learn. All right. Somebody else said dirty shoes, dirty nails, rough feet, and they said emotional immaturity and unawareness, which is really good. That's heavy. It's heavy for both sides, honestly. Somebody else said little sweaty hands. You. And then they say, I don't know what constitutes as little hands, but I'm not touching it. Then they said men that are too loud. Why everybody got to know you around? And when I say loud, I'm especially talking about everything but your tone of voice. I think there's men and women both out there that's extremely loud sometimes. Sometimes if you get me and Chase to be together, they know me and her in the room.
I'm loud. I am loud. And if I'm not for guys that don't like it, I'm not for you. I'm loud. I can't whisper. at all whatsoever. I try to whisper and everybody in the room can hear it. I suck at whispering. I am very loud. I come from a very loud family. It's not intentional, I promise. But I get it. I get it because whenever I hear somebody that's louder than me, it annoys me.
Right. But to me, there's a difference between being loud because that's part of who you are, your personality. You know what I'm saying? You are what people are considered the life of the party. There's a difference between that loud and being which I'm guessing that this person is saying, the loud of I'm trying to make sure everybody know I'm here. You know, I'm doing this because you gonna know me by the time you know what I'm saying? There's a difference in that kind of loud and just being like naturally loud, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess both can be annoying. Both of them can be annoying if you be real, you know. Everybody here for everybody. But but to me, that would be a difference, you know. We loud just because we having a good time. You know, it ain't because we like, we about to go in here and we're gonna be on 10 the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We don't be playing.
We're gonna be ratchet, we're gonna be ghetto. That's what we be saying. But before we get out the car, we're gonna be loud, we're gonna be ratchet, we're gonna be ghetto. Everybody gonna love us.
All right, now break. No, we don't be doing that.
It's just that we are all loud.
You're right. We just all loud. So if I had to guess, I would think that would be the difference. But you know, I don't know this person personally. All right, I ain't gonna read. I'm just gonna speed through because we got other stuff to talk about. But somebody else said the way they talk, if they have a mouth like a sailor, forget it. So they don't like a cusser. I'm guessing. Right. It's a time and a place for everything. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a time.
I am a sailor, and I don't turn it on or off. It's just there.
She couldn't.
Shit, fuck, damn ass.
She won't do that at work tomorrow. Don't let her fool you.
I was at an event today. I was at a work event. First of all, it was supposed to be work. I forgot that I had the event. I woke up this morning. Let me just tell y'all this. So yesterday at football camp or football conditioning practice, whatever. And so a few of us moms, we decided that we wanted to start working out so that we could get healthier, right? So our big grown asses decided that we want to do yoga. The girl told us that she was going to do baby yoga on us. It was not baby yoga. It was grown folks yoga. That yoga was hard and my body was hurting, but it felt so good. And I learned like a whole bunch of different things yesterday. So anyway, I had forgot my yoga mat, but I'm a country girl, so I'm okay with getting on the grass and rolling around, all that kind of stuff. So I did all that. So this morning I woke up, guess what? Pollen, they got all in my body.
Of course. You sound like I was at the Dreamville.
Child, I was sick to breathe. So I had to go to the emergency room because I couldn't breathe. My inhaler wasn't hurting. I went through my whole inhaler. So I get to the emergency room. I had to call out of work for today because I didn't get home till about 3:00. So I forgot about my event that I had today.
Oh, wow.
And so the people was calling me, right? And they was like, where you at? And I was like, holy shit, I forgot about it. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm not on the clock, but I'm on the way. So I get there and I'm like just in my regular clothes or whatever, because we're going to continue this accordingly because this is for the kids. We're going to continue accordingly. Y'all just do what y'all got to do. I'm just going to miss out on this OT, but that's fine. So anyway,
you can still put in time for that, but go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I'm over there talking to them, just having a regular conversation. And because I'm in my regular clothes, I'm over there cussing.
Oh Lord, don't tell me the clothes make a difference. Don't tell me I was about to say the name of the company, the t-shirt.
The t-shirt. Oh my God, I need my shirt on because I done forgot.
You forgot what you was doing. Oh Lord.
I do know how to turn it on and turn it off, but sometimes it might just be the clothes that I got on.
It might slip. Sometimes you might get caught slipping. Okay, you may slip. That's funny. All right, somebody else said, I thought this was good. When they think we want them for financial purposes only. So that's the trend sometimes these days. Women only want a man who can take care of them. Man. It is not true. We want a partner.
That's not true.
Well, I can't speak for every woman because I ain't every woman. But most of us who are single, I ain't single, but most of us want a partner. Okay, in all aspects. So it ain't right. Her role, his role is what we gonna do to make this thing work. That's what most
to make this thing work, baby. Okay. What we're gonna do to do it together. But I have experienced a lot of men that think that women only want them for their money. Even whenever I wasn't making the money that I was making, I don't think I've ever asked a man for. No, I take that back. I lied because I did. whenever
go ahead.
He came to me showing me his money. He showed me how flashy he was. He told me that he liked taking care of women. He told me that he liked for women to ask him for money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do what you asked me to do. But then he goes back after the fact, he goes and tells somebody else that I only wanted him for his money. I really didn't want you for your money. I didn't need you for your money because my regular dude was paying everything and was buying everything. I didn't necessarily have to work, you know? So I'm just using you the way that you told me to use you.
Well, I feel like just from hearing other people talk, men take that women want it from the women because now we require a certain level of people. You know what I'm saying? But some men think that's wrong. So you only want a man, he make $50,000. I mean, if I make 50, it's kind of hard to be swinging with somebody who only making 15. That don't mean I'm wrong. That just mean I got a standard. That don't mean I only want you for your money. That just mean, you know,
I want you for everything else plus your money.
Requirement. Absolutely. And I will hope men are doing the same thing. And if you're not, that's a problem. Well, I ain't gonna say that's a problem. Because some men only want women to be at the house, and that's fine too. But I'm saying, if you want somebody who's gonna be happy with these bills, I hope you got a standard. So what is wrong? I can't. What is wrong with having a standard? But a lot of times, they be making women feel bad for having standards, man. And it ain't just me. And sometimes it be women. That's why you ain't got no man now. You keep looking for a certain one. Women be doing the same thing.
Same thing.
Don't be mad at me because the man you got at the house ain't worth nothing, and I got one. I want one of these. Cause that be the one.
And that's why those be the ones that be loud. They be I don't know why these girls be doing this and doing that. Girl, your relationship is saved a lot of the times because my standards is so high.
Wow.
One time I was out, and this guy had came up to me, right? And he approached me, and I know that he's married. Like, no, 100% he's married. Know his wife and everything. He over there trying to holler at me and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, leave me alone. He was like, but I want you. I said, you have a fucking wife. Respect her.
My face.
And if you're going to disrespect her, it's not going to be with me. Get out of my face. Because me and you were talking before you got married. We knew each other before you got married. You might have known her, but y'all wasn't together like that before y'all got married. I mean, I wasn't trying to be with him like that anyway. But still, I'm not the person. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
They're like, oh, you being rude, and all this kind of stuff.
Nah. Have several seats is what I would say. Have several seats. All right, just to try to fly through some more of these. It's a lot of them, but let's see. A lot of people say ignorance or arrogance. A lot of people say not goal oriented. One even broke it down. They said a man with no goals being the Sheetz cashier is fine. But it's been 6 years in the same position and you don't want anything else for yourself, sir. I thought you like cutting hair and wanted to get a license. Do that. I think that's deep. That's big. I get it.
I agree. I mean, a Sheetz cashier is kind of low of the.
It ain't even about the level of it. It's about if I'm over here trying to always level up, I need whoever gonna be with me to always be on the same. You know,
so what is I don't think
it's about. It ain't about being the cashier. It's like, what is the next level of that?
So what if that person is a president of a company? Do you expect that president to level up? Like they got Fortune, what is it, Fortune 500 company.
But if you talk to lots of rich people or people that
they always level up. I get it.
They always are working towards another goal, another venture, another thing. Just because they make it to the top of the company, don't mean they just be like, all right, I'm here now. They always got what's next. And I guess that's the point of that comment. Like, it's okay to be where you at, but what's next?
I mean, I agree. I'm just trying to. I agree because I don't like whenever people are stagnant. Like, let's go somewhere. I'm stagnant right now. That's because I'm so comfortable. But I got to get unstagnant.
It made me feel so comfortable.
I'm so comfortable.
But yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Now if you saying in your heart of hearts that you want to be a Sheetz cashier and that's what you want to do with your life, then that's one thing. but 99 point people ain't gonna say that's their overall goal. So all right. So if it's not your overall goal, what's next? And then actually what you gonna do to do it?
Yeah, let's get
a lot of people talk about it, but what you actually doing about it?
Right, like what was said. You want to cut hair? Get your barber license, baby. Get your barber license.
Do what you got to do. I'm
open up a shop down the road.
I'm here for you. I'm gonna hold you down as long as you're trying, but don't be mad at me because you're trying and ran out.
Right. And then 10 years later, he was like, "Yeah, I went and talked to the lady. I went and talked to the lady. I get what you saying now."
Oh man. Somebody said a man that calls women as a collective group bitchs.
Bitches.
Yeah, that.
Unstable creatures.
Unstable. I hate being labeled as everybody. All y'all. I can't stand all y'all women. I can't stand it. Woo! So I get it. I ain't all the women. Am I gonna be some of the traits of other women? Of course, because we all women. But I ain't all women. Let's be clear.
Right. I am me, Miss Chessie B. As OJ Simpson said, I am not black. I am OJ.
That is not the same. Let's be clear. It's not the same.
I am not all them women. I am Chessie B. Don't say all. But I'll be quick to be like, all niggas. I ain't gonna lie, because I do it. But then I try to do.
She be like 99.9% of them. I could probably pull up my 8 clips. What she said?
But I try to correct it. I'll be like, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying all the other ones. But I do it in a heartbeat. I don't be meaning. I love y'all, man. I promise. I love y'all.
Ooh, that is too funny. That's too funny. All right, couple more. We done with this. If their house apartment is dirty, like, sir, you knew we were having company. That'll go for men and women too. You know how many people out of bed at their house going like, you knew. I told you 3 days ago that I was coming.
You don't know what bothers me the most about that is a lot of people that talk so much junk about other people's houses. I'm not a person that I don't care. If it's a dirty house, I'll be like, okay, this is my last time coming over here. I'll probably never come back over to this house again. But I'm not a person that really talks junk about the way that people upkeep their house, the way that a lot of people do. Some of the people that talk the most shit ain't never bent over and cleaned a toilet. Because I'd be like, you ain't see that piss back there behind that toilet, baby.
Somebody literally just said that to me today.
You ain't seen that piss back there. Like it's got tissue stuck to it, and you talking so much shit about everybody else, but you ain't seen that not once. You ain't bent over and cleaned the bottom part of that toilet not once. Why does Why does your shower have a ring around it? Why does it look like y'all don't wash y'all hands in y'all sink? Like what's going on?
That Bath and Body Works soap been there for 4 years.
4 years. I came to this house back in 2008. This is the same soap.
You still got it? No.
I really don't care how people's houses are.
The reality of it is, it's a difference between a house being a little cluttered and lived in, because we both got keys. We understand that, honey. I feel like I have to clean this house every day. And then being dirty. There's a difference. I'm not going to judge you if it's just straight, it's a little clutter. You ain't had time to straighten up. The kids' toys all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I ain't judge. But if it's just downright dirty and you knew somebody was coming.
I get it. But all I'm saying is don't be that person that's judging somebody else and you got 2 years
cleaning your own
pissy tissue behind your toilet.
I'm done. Tara said the pee behind the toilet is wild. You can see it when you washing your hands.
But they washing their hands because that soap been there since 2008.
That soap been there forever. Okay. All right. Lastly, it says when they make claims about the kind of man person they are, but their actions don't match up. Girl, that could be a whole nother episode. We ain't gonna. And then the last one said when they don't listen, especially if I ask the question, don't ask me if you aren't going to listen to the answer. women went in. They did good.
The women went in. I love it. So before we get off that topic altogether, name something that you love about me and something that's attractive about a man. Like, it's just anything. It could be physical, mental, emotional.
I mean, you a lot of times we automatically as humans want to go to something physical, like he dressed a certain way, he did this, he got a nice smile, he got them great sweatpants on. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm thinking about in a long, ain't nobody, great sweatpants. But if I'm thinking long term for me, I done told y'all on this podcast before, acts of service is high on my list. So if I come home, you done already cleaned up and straightened up, and I get in there and it smell like pine saw or gain or whatever it is, and the kids' homework is done, and you know what I'm saying, you done already got their clothes laid out. That's the kind of stuff for me. It's the not having to worry about some of the day-to-day. Do we do it mostly as women? Yes, because that's what we are more nurturing. We are the ones who think about these things a little bit more and stuff. And I understand that a little bit more as I get older, because I used to judge a lot of men for not doing stuff automatically, which it could be a whole nother conversation for another day too. But for me, if they actually wake up in the morning or come home that evening and be like, you know what, I want to take something off her plate, and I get home and I ain't got to take care of something, acts of service. That's sexy.com. That's for me. Yes. But what about you?
Women, y'all comment. What is something that you love about me and something that's very attractive? For me, it is, every man can't tell me what to do, but a certain man can tell me what to do. And when you get to that level of you can tell me what to do, and I want to do it because you told me. Like, and even if you didn't tell me, I still wanted to do it. And I like that a man can make me feel so comfortable that he be like, chat, go do this. And I'll be like, about to go do it. About to.
Okay, Jody, I'll clean the kitchen. I'll fix some tacos.
About to make these tacos. What else do you need me to do? Call me at 3:00 in the morning and you hungry because you want some bananas. It ain't nothing open but a store that's 30 minutes from me, but I'm going to go see if they got some bananas. I'm going to bring you some bananas. I'm lying.
She's going too far now. She's going way too. I ain't doing that.
But I like a very assertive man. Like I said, I don't want to think. I don't want to have to think. I think too much. I think all the time because I'm a single parent, and it's always me thinking. If you could just make me not think and just make me feel comfortable enough
not worry, not stress, not
yeah. And you just like, hey, be dressed at this time. We're gonna do this real quick because you already know my schedule because we don't talk. I'm a busy woman, but we talk, and you already know. Oh, it's Friday. It's 8:30. I already know she ain't got kids, or if she do got the kids, she got somebody that can watch them real quick with no problem. So he called me like, hey, get dressed. We about to do this. And I'm in that shower like, yeah.
That's for real for anybody else. Let's see. Tierra said, or when it's no hand soap at all and the bottle been empty for a while. How long y'all haven't been washing y'all hands in here? Nikki said his ain't getting no dang banana at 3. Thank you, Nikki. I ain't nobody.
Y'all take that banana to that man at 3:00. Y'all know y'all will.
If I got to go downstairs and get it out the kitchen, I go get it. Ain't nobody going to no store at no 3 days. And I wouldn't expect it either. Let's be clear. I
would. If I want a vanilla iced coffee at 3:00 in the morning and we on the phone talking, and he be like, I'm about to bring you a vanilla iced coffee. Yes, nigga, you gonna get that dick stuff from the back. Come on.
I'm done. Not from the back. I love when a man is thoughtful. I love when a man talks about his goals and progress and you can see the growth in his story. I love a man who makes me laugh. I love a man who looks out for other people. That's good qualities right there. That's good.
Yes, all of those are great. I that's what I said too.
I'm done with her. That is not what she said.
Yes, but it is.
I want people to pull from it there. It's not always. I think a lot of times the surface level stuff is what's automatically said. But I want to challenge both men and women to grow, nurture, learn, and voice what you actually want out of a partner, and show what partner actually want out of you. Let's do that in 2023. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, again, it's easy to be like, it's easy for one to be like, I want that man who got that little curve at the bottom with them gray sweatpants. You know, that's the easy stuff. But that stuff fade away.
If it's at the bottom, though, it ain't gonna hit the G spot. Y'all need to go up.
I'm done.
Or sideways.
And for the men, you know, and for the men, it's easy for them to be like, I want that long hair, big booty chick. Most of them booties ain't real. Let's be real. So let's go on a deeper level. Let's go on a deeper level. A deeper level. All right, we're gonna take a quick break for our sponsor, and we'll be back to talk about this good story about this teacher and this student having this fight that everybody been talking about. We want to get y'all thoughts on it. Let's play our sponsor. Are you seeking therapy outside of non-traditional hours in a non-traditional setting? Would you like to experience therapy in the comfort of your own home? Do you feel restricted to the therapist in your area code? If you check any of these boxes, Eclectic Clinical Solutions is here to help by currently offering 100% HIPAA compliant virtual sessions. This means that you are able to show up in a way that's most authentic to you, whether it be in your comfortable clothes, with your fur baby, or with a cup of tea or your favorite blanket. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to therapy, and Eclectic Clinical Solution believes in utilizing an eclectic therapeutic approach grounded in CBT practices so that your therapeutic journey is as unique as you are. Eclectic Clinical Solutions is LGBTQ+ informed, friendly, and ally, and licensed to offer therapy in North and South Carolina. Please visit www.eclecticclinical.com to schedule your first visit. Thank you, Eclectic Clinical Solutions, for sponsoring Occasionally Posh.
That was a perfect bathroom break. I'm going to start just messaging you and be like, hey, it's time for a break.
That was the reason why I recorded it. She was like, I'm going to need you to record it so I can take a bathroom break.
That's the first time I utilized it, I think.
Out there to see you can do it from the comfort of your home, your desk, your couch, your bed, your car, wherever you comfortable at. Please talk to the lady. We should have been on our show a couple of times, and she is amazing. If she didn't know me for real, I would be on her couch. So yeah, please.
And also, if y'all know her, if y'all are, because some of our people may be friends with her on social media or whatever, she did just recently lose a family member. Please reach out to her, see how she's doing, checking on her. We are sending you condolences and best wishes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Nikki said, I like when a man has 1, a nice smile, 2, a clean cut manicure, 3, smell good, and 4, able to communicate. That's a snap right there. That go for both of us too. Let's be real. A lot of us.
No, at me next time.
All of it, honey. I'll be struggling. I'm great with communicating just regular old life, everyday stuff. You know, you ask me about any budget, finances, cleaning up, fixing a car, you know,
cooking a meal.
I can give you everything A to B. But if you ask me to communicate truly my feelings, woo!
I don't be wanting to put my no. That's a whole nother story. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna play this little video. I'm sure if you have not seen this video, you clearly are living under a rock. But right here in North Carolina in Rocky Mount, a student and a teacher got in a fight. So let's play it.
Why does the rules not apply to everybody else? That's my phone. No, you did not keep nobody else's phone. And you finna give me my shit. Don't touch me. That's on my mom.
Don't touch me. Girl, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Get a t-shirt.
Fuck you. Somebody get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Somebody get a teacher. I don't give a fuck. Get a teacher. 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 Y'all just go sit here and watch. Get a teacher. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Get a teacher. Get this bitch.
All right. So again, that happened in Rocky Mount. This teacher was actually a substitute teacher. She took the student's phone, and the student wasn't happy about it. I actually found out through further reading, because I didn't realize watching the videos, is that she took a couple of students' phones, but when it came to the end of the class, she gave most of the students their phones back except her, because the whole class, according to what I read, this student apparently, or what's the word you're supposed to say when you don't know? Allegedly, there you go. Allegedly was being very disrespectful, things of that nature, the whole entire class. So this teacher had decided to keep the phone. So before we go deeper into it, how did you initially feel about the video?
So, and even before I found what you just said out, and I remember whenever I first heard the clip, she said, "You didn't do this to everybody else," or something like that. "Why are you singling me out," or whatever. And in my mind, I was like, that girl probably disrupted class or whatever the whole time. And the teacher was over it. It was a sub. The sub is over it. The sub said that she was keeping the phone. So you're not going to get the phone back at this moment. Ma'am, you're probably going to be upset about it, but you're not going to get it back. If you feel like you're entitled to get it back, maybe go take it to a principal or whatever. But don't try to fight your teacher.
Right.
She swung on the teacher first.
She did.
Do I think both of them were wrong in this situation? Absolutely.
Facts. Agree.
Would I have done what the teacher done at the moment? I'm not going to say that I wouldn't, and I'm not going to say that I would, because I don't know, because I'm not in that situation. And there's been times where I have swung, where I go back and be like, I shouldn't have done that.
I don't black out my back in the day. I think I was a good girl all my life. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that bother me the most is people saying that couldn't have been my child. Like, if she had hit my child, it would have been up. But what about what your child done? What about everything else that led up to your child being singled out in the situation? Right. Like, I don't know. I feel like the people that's taking up for the child probably got kids that act the same way.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like both of them were very wrong. And people was trying to like analyze the video and seeing who kind of started it, and things of that nature. Because some people were saying the teacher actually started it, that the girl was just trying to get her phone, and the teacher is the one that kind of bucked up at her when she was telling her, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." Some people were trying to say that's what initiated it. I personally don't feel like it did. Again, I mean, if you are a teacher, I'm not a teacher, so I commend anybody who is. Hallelujah. That is not my calling. You do have, I feel like, yes, you should be able to defend yourself, and you should be able to, protect yourself. And if somebody hits you, you're going to be human. You might swing back. I agree with all of that. But I do feel like to a certain extent, it kind of got a little too far. But at the same time, I also feel like the student went too far as well. They both was wrong. I feel like they both was wrong. End of the story. Like, to sit here and blame just the child and sit here and blame just the teacher, to me, is insane. They both was wrong. 100% They both was wrong. And these kids today is a whole new level of kids. And if anybody who don't understand that is crazy,
I don't feel like
we would have never.
It's been a whole lot of people that never back in our day. And I'm sick and tired of people saying that these kids are so new and doing things that didn't happen back whenever we was in school. A lot of these things happened whenever we was back in school. There just was no video to prove it. A lot of times people don't remember it. I can remember times whenever things like this happened in our class. Was it ever a fight between the teacher? No. But was kids disrespectful to teachers? And were kids disrespectful to substitutes, especially whenever substitutes came in? Kids were very, very disrespectful. It's not like what people are doing now is brand new because they learned it from their parents, which is our ages or older. So this is things that has been going on for years. It's just that now
I disagree.
But now it's just the fact that we see it more. We see it more because it's on social media. We didn't necessarily know what was going on at little Stony Creek down the road. Like we might have heard that at Stony Creek, little Quintasia was doing blah 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 this and all this kind of stuff, or we heard that Joshua Adams was doing all this kind of stuff. We never necessarily seen it. We just heard it. But now we get to actually see these things.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, but I do feel like kids today try it more because of the social media era. I'm not saying that kids in our time never disrespected, because I can name a few off the top of my head who disrespectful every day, verbally. I'm saying that kids today feed off of this whole, I got to be a certain way, I got to show myself a certain way, I got to look a certain way. And we did it too, but it's just grown tremendously now. Like, tremendously to the fact that kids are actually doing stuff that we thought about doing as kids, but we were just talking like we were saying how to go get it. We were saying we played how to go get it, but we were never really actually got it. Kids today probably out there getting it. Let's be real, because it's just they just have more. I don't know. I feel like we taught the good game back in the day, but these kids are just doing it without no remote. But I blame part of that, like you said, on the parents too, because we are not as hard on the kids, or we are not training the kids like we did growing up.
Y'all ain't. I'm
not.
Don't say we.
No,
I'm not we.
A lot of us don't.
I'm harder on my kids than my parents was on me.
Oh, I'm harder probably on kids than people probably think I'm overbearing. But my patience level, the extent that I go to, things of that nature, I can sit here and admit that I don't do it to the level my mama did, because I thought my mama was way too hard on me. And instead of me finding a good level of you need to be hard, but not too hard, I can sit here and admit that I don't know the level. I have to struggle with it on a daily basis because I don't want to be too hard, but I also don't want to be too weak either. So I struggle with it. And that comes all the fact of our upbringing and being raised and being taught and all of that and trying to break these generational curses and blase. It is what it is. But what that produced is some of these new age trying kids. When we heard about the trying kids back in the day, it was a way smaller pool. Now it's more teacher shortage today than it has ever been. People is just giving up on teaching.
Well, I mean, so outside of giving up on children, on teaching, because teaching is not very rewarding, especially in North Carolina, as far as pay. It's something that you have to actually want to do. I was a CNA for a whole bunch of years and made pennies. Like, I feel like I made pennies, but I love being a CNA, and I would love to go back and be a CNA. Right now in North Carolina, everything is going up except for the pay.
Thanks.
Everything is going up except for the pay. Right now, where I stay at, I probably can't afford to stay here with my pay, but they haven't even came back and looked at my check stubs to see if I make 3 times the income. Thanks. But my income has went up 3 times. For what it was whenever I first moved here. So everything is going up. It's not necessarily that teachers don't love it. It's that they can't afford to be a teacher. It's probably better for them to go somewhere else. That's one thing. Another thing is kids are very disrespectful. Parents are very disrespectful. Parents think that their kids are nevering, and the whole time their kids are nevering the whole time.
Facts. Denial.com is what a lot of
Denial.com, and the teachers are getting out of the situation. But then I also want to go and say, if you actually love teaching, if it's something that you absolutely love, excuse me, you should know how to have a conversation with kids, how to meet them at the level that they are at. If it's something that you truly want, because it's not something that you do for the money, because the money ain't worth it.
Trash.
It has to actually be the love. There's been times whenever, as a CNA, we wasn't making money, but I loved being a CNA. I had people that were racist towards me. That was my favorite patients. Favorite. And I did everything to make sure they was my favorite because they was hilarious to me, and they just kept my day interesting. you know, but I made sure that other people.
That was the dirty geezers for me.
But I made it a point that I love my job so much. I wasn't going to let anybody else come in and harm this patient. This patient has dementia. This patient has Alzheimer's. This patient was born during desegregation and all this kind of stuff. So their mindset is back then.
But can I make a point out of what you're saying?
What?
But as many times a patient done swung on us, hit us on us, spit on us, dragged us, we never beat them up.
That's what I was getting to. I make it a point to make sure that if somebody comes in and try to disrespect them because they're upset about something that they said that they clearly got dementia on, I'm going to tell on you because you're not going to hit Miss Barbara because I'm not here tomorrow. I want to make sure that when I come back tomorrow, Miss Barbara is still going to be okay. I've never swung on one of those patients. I done got hit in the chest so bad that it took my breath away.
Trampled. One person tried to run me over with the wheelchair. I done had it all. Okay, one called me N-word the whole time and pulled my hair, and I was pregnant. And I still took care of it. like we did it.
Probably better than the white people.
Right. We chose that profession. We chose to be CNAs at the time, med techs at the time, or whatever, and it just kind of come with the territory. Do it make it right on the other side? Absolutely not. But and are you gonna have human moments? It was a human moment. I probably cussed one time or another. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be, if you are in it because that's what you want to do, you have to tell yourself at some point in time, all right, step back, calm down, let's breathe. And that's why I feel like the teacher failed. Did the teacher feel threatened and all of that? I truly believe it. And they actually are trying to pass a bill, which is the article say what teachers are allowed to defend themselves. And I get it because, you know what I'm saying, kids can be just as dangerous as adults sometimes. But if you're saying I'm going to be in that profession, you have to be able to hold yourself into a certain level. And I feel like that when she initially swung, I got it. She felt threatened. The girl hit her first. She hit her back. Totally get it. But after about 3 minutes in, it was like, all right, girl,
we're doing too much.
You doing too much. You doing too much.
I don't necessarily agree that teachers should be able to defend themselves. Just like I don't agree that teachers should have guns in school because they was trying to pass that at one point in time.
No, I don't agree.
And the reason why I don't believe this is because there's been times whenever even my kids, like I go to bat for my kids, but then when my kids are wrong, they're 100% wrong. And I like to go in and dissect it. Like I want to know where my child is coming from, but I also want to know where the teacher is coming from. And whenever we sit down and have conversations, sometimes I'm looking at the teacher and I'm like, it really wasn't that serious.
That's right.
And you got really upset over something that was very minute, over a child being a child, a child actually being a child, not a disrespectful child, just a child being a child. And you made it disrespectful in your mind, but was it really? Y'all are expecting kids to sit down for 8 hours, sit down and just listen to y'all talk for 8 hours or even 2 hours at a time. I can't even sit down and listen to a Zoom meeting for 2 hours because I'm going to get up and move around or I'm going to do something else. But y'all expect. Right. So then I look at the teacher like kind of sideways and the teacher's like all up in arms and all upset or whatever. But that could be a moment where the teacher feels like I need to defend myself. And although this child didn't do anything to necessarily.
That comes into semantics though. I do feel like there are certain points in time. Semantics,
yes. But I had a teacher that put her hands on my son because she felt that she was defending herself and the bitch wasn't. She put her hands on my son.
I've also been in a room personally where a big sized child attacked a teacher that literally was doing nothing and she had to defend herself. So, and to me, it's just about the education. It's kind of like when we say cops need to learn levels, teachers, anybody who working with people, period, need to learn how to learn a level of how to interact with people and how you when is it appropriate to defend things of that nature. That's what I mean by the semantics. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to belittle the semantics. I'm saying that every case can be different. Every situation can be different. Yes, a lot of teachers overreact just like a lot of cops overreact. That's just what it is.
Agreed.
But I'm not going to sit here and downright say that teachers can't defend themselves.
Right. And I feel like if a student put their actual hands on you in a intent to harm you, then all by means, protect yourself. There needs to be cameras in classrooms.
Fact.
Y'all want to spend money on a whole bunch of other things, put some cameras in the classrooms so that you can see what actually led up to what happened, because we didn't see the whole story. And it would be nice to know that little girl disrespected the whole class, and then she was mad because the class didn't come and help her. That's because the class don't like you.
Honey,
you're disrespectful, and they didn't care.
Sure for that too, but go ahead. Whew,
you're disrespectful. Nobody cared. Everybody was happy to see you get your ass whooped by a teacher that had on no drawers.
Everybody do know. I hope she at least had on a thong. But anywho,
I don't think she had on a thong.
I'm gonna be a little Tierra in the moment and say she at least had a good thong on.
She had on a thong. She had on her drawers. Salute. Only a few of us out here. Salute, man. I love you.
You ready that? No, okay. Let me hit some of the comments before we keep going, because I don't want to miss it. We behind. Nigga said she whooped her A. Facts. I just need to know why she wore that dress to school. That too. See, there said goodness. I only had seen 2 seconds of this. Yeah, I had to dive deep for that and screen record, because I kept trying to find it in places, and I was like, "Ooh, it wasn't giving the whole thing." But yeah, I screen recorded it. This guy I was friends with was making a lot of derogatory and creepy comments about her cheeks. I had to unfriend and block him. That's sad. It ain't funny. That's sad. She took her phone, but someone has theirs out recording. But
because she gave his phones back. Oh,
she gave some of the kids' phones back. Yeah. And depending on part of the class too, because my son in his school, like, it's some parts of the class where like they having like straight instructional time, like you supposed to be focusing, your phone's supposed to be put up, and then there might be times where like some of the kids are working on their homework, and then when they finish their homework, they can be on their phone. So I mean, let's be clear, like, no, they ain't supposed to have their phones, but it's a time and a place, so kids have to be respectful in that regard too. Nikki said, "Thank you. The things we go through as teachers, these children today are different." That's what I'm trying to say. These kids is different. People trying to say we tripping. These kids, because I feel like in a lot of instances, I'm way harder. I mean, I'm hard on I'm about to say his name, my child, that like my mama was, and he still tried me way more than I would have ever tried my mama.
I mean, same. My kids are different from me, but I don't feel like kids are different in general. Yes, my kids are different from me because, well, I don't know, because I questioned my parents. But I ain't never tried to fight them, but I did question them.
Straight talking back.
Yeah,
that ain't just my.
But sometimes
community and being at church. No, I ain't talking about questioning, because I respect the question. I'm talking about just straight talking back like you grown. A lot of these kids do it. A lot of them do it.
So I'm saying my kids are different from me, but it doesn't mean that all kids are different like these kids are different. Because I know a whole lot of ratchet ass parents that's raising these whole lot of different ratchet ass kids, because they was those people back then. They was the same people that's raising these kids now. That's raising different kids. They was those people. And a lot of times we didn't see a lot of stuff. Y'all remember whenever we was in school, the kids that had behavioral issues or intellectual issues, they was not in the classroom with us.
But it was a very small amount of them.
But we still didn't see them. But that small amount,
even have those classes.
So that girl probably wouldn't even been in that class. She probably would have been in a smaller class.
I don't think so.
We don't know, because there was some people that was in the class. I was like, I don't know why they there. But now that we done got older and I'm friends with them on Facebook, I said I see exactly why they was there.
Done. And let me keep reading. That was funny. I'm sorry. Kids today are taking guns to school and shooting teachers. So you think they ain't supposed to protect themselves? No one wants it to go too far, but ish happens. That's facts. Next week we will hear about teachers getting killed by first. That is true. That's what I'm saying. Happened. These kids, but that didn't happen as much when we was kids. I know you're trying to say it's the same.
No, I wasn't going to say that happened when we was kids. I was going to say, but that happened. I want to say it was like first, second, or third grader killed. Oh, he harmed the teacher. I can't remember if he actually killed her.
Yeah, there was a whole story.
Yeah,
I know she
it's
got
recent.
Shot, but I don't know if he killed her. But when I say these,
and I agree with that, y'all. I agree. My thing is, I do not feel like that. Just saying as a whole blanket that teachers should be able to defend themselves and teachers should be able to have guns does not resonate well with me, because teachers are human too, just like cops are human. And they do stupid shit whenever it shouldn't have been done. We done seen where Black men especially, and it bothers me that people that have Black kids support this, Black boys support this, because there's been times where Black men have had their arms up in the air or had their arms behind their head and still got shot because somebody felt threatened by your little Black child only because he's Black, because he's doing everything else he's supposed to do, but my Black child, you feel threatened by him because he got his hands back here. He got his hands back here. He might have said something slick, but his hands are back here. Yeah. What is a mouth gonna do over a gun? Y'all got to think.
Well, saying teachers can't have guns is a totally different part of this bill they are trying to pass. So I don't want to.
But also protect.
I'm just saying defend themselves and defend the meaning that you are being attacked first. Let's be clear.
But what does that necessarily? But what
physically? I'm not saying necessarily
entail.
I'm not saying verbally. I'm not. I'm saying. If you are the same size or bigger than me, this is in North Carolina. If you are the same
North Carolina is a right to carry state.
North Carolina's a right to carry. You can't have a gun in the school.
You cannot. Who's checking it? Who's checking it?
But it's still against the rules. It don't matter who checking it.
But who's checking it?
Well, they got.
It's against the rules to do a whole bunch of stuff.
But I'm saying, as far as passing policies, I don't disagree with teachers defending themselves in the right case. Now, if you are a grown tail teacher and you having to defend yourself on a 1-year-old, that's different. I'm saying the semantics matter. If I am in a high school and this person is taller than me, bigger than me, faster than me, swinging on me, I have a right to swing back.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
So my thing is, what exactly is
physically
defending?
I'm saying, I'm making it clear physically.
But is that what the bill is saying? That's what the bill says?
I don't know about that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't agree with it. Unless I can see every word and know every loophole in it, I do not agree with defending. Because defending can go so many ways, especially in a state that loves to carry guns. Mm-hmm. And it could be one little loophole that allows a teacher to be a little 4'5" teacher, 10th grade teacher, come in, and your son is just having a bad day. He's tall. He's very tall. He's skinny.
I mean, that's what
he's tall. And that 4 foot, everybody.
I blame the state for that. No, I blame the state for that.
So that's what I'm saying. The state shouldn't do what the
teachers. No, they should do it, but they should also train. Let's be clear. They should do both. The problem is we train cops to be cops, but we don't train them to actually understand emotional trauma, emotional support, I literally have been in a situation where a cop has been called and somebody was schizophrenic and they was like, is all old people like this? He literally had no training.
That's all who?
All old people. He literally said to me,
yeah.
It's
I had that situation before.
Like, so I agree with both sides. I agree that all of them need way better training and way better pay. But that's a whole different topic. But I also don't want to belittle the fact that they should feel like they could be beat up on, you know what I'm saying, all of that. I agree with both sides. Right. Both sides. Now, what people define as defending is the problem, which we need to be clear. Now,
and that's what I just want
to point out. If a child just cussing you out, that don't mean you cussing, beat them out or shoot them. Right. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But if you are being physically attacked by somebody who is at a size where they could physically hurt you, is my point. I don't know what the bill say. I can see why you would need to defend yourself. Now, again, people can't take it too far and be like, I'm an 80-year-old woman and this 2-year-old beating my butt. Come on now, let's be realistic.
And this is why. This is why I say I understand where it's coming from, but as parents of Black boys, especially Black boys, we need to make sure that we are clear whenever we say that we support something.
That's fact.
Because understanding it and actually supporting it is two different things.
That's fact.
And then knowing the words that are going to be in that bill is a whole nother level. And I don't want it to just be, oh, the teacher was defending herself. Because if something happens to my little Black boy, I'm defending everybody. I would dig up your dead grandma and I will re-kill that bitch because I was defending myself. Just so we're clear.
Let's be clear. Okay. Let's be clear. I agree with all of that. I agree. That's why I like to have this conversation, because I think both of us is right. I just like to have the clear, because this is how people argue. People be like, no, they should be able to do blah, blah, blah. But no, it should be blah, blah. That's why I like our podcast, because we have the conversation that people have, but in a realistic way.
Right.
So So when me and Chastity are going back and forth, it's not because she disagreed with me and I disagree with her. We are trying to see all sides of the situation, which is a lot of the problem. People are quick to support bills, quick to support presidents, quick to support governors without knowing every single fine print, every single sentence, every single line, and understanding that education is necessary. And
exactly.
That's the problem.
Amen, sister.
Justin said, "Hey, I'm gonna keep it a band. If your kid try me, it's up."
Hey, listen. If a kid try me, it's up. I'll fight my own kids.
If a kid try me with a reason. Okay. Like I said, if it's my 3-year-old or 4-year-old coming at me, I'm like, all right, little boy, sit down somewhere. But my teenager, he bigger than me.
Listen, my kid's almost bigger than me. I had to let that nigga know the other day. I can, mama, I will whoop your ass.
I whoop your. Okay.
You don't know Chastity.
But I am also that parent who listens to both. This is where a lot of parents go wrong. And Chastity B said it earlier, but I just want to reiterate it. When we hear about our kids and they getting reported on and somebody is trying to say they did something at school, we automatically, a lot of times in our communities, want to go to straight defending, like, no, y'all doing it because he black, because he got an IEP, because he got to learn this, because you don't want to deal with him. I have been that person, so I get it. But I try to be clear-minded now and actually get the full story. All right, I'm gonna hear what he got to say. I'm gonna hear what the teacher said. I'm gonna hear what the principal said. I'm gonna hear what the social worker said. Okay, now I'm gonna come on analysis and figure out where it went wrong before I just super jump on y'all treating my kid different. And a lot of parents in our community don't do that. We go to straight defending. Sometimes it ain't always the teacher. And that's why people ain't teachers no more, because we always want to blame the teacher or the school or sometimes it's your child.
It's my child. Sometimes it is my child, and I will admit that it's my child. And other times it's not my child, and I'm gonna defend my child. Parents, I understand y'all got to work, but you can find 5 minutes, baby. I will set up a meeting in a heartbeat. Let me send an email, and they don't send an email back in a timely manner that I think that they should. Guess who popping up at that school? What you here for? I need a meeting with you and the teacher down the street, down the hall. Like I gave y'all 10 hours to respond. I gave y'all 5 hours to respond. Right. Like, so let's go ahead and get this over with. Let's wrap this up. I will do a pop up in a heartbeat, baby.
Pop up, and I ask for, even if you can't go physically, I ask for a Google Meet. They use, a lot of schools use Google Meets. There's no excuse.
Zoom. You call me whenever you at home in the bathroom. I don't care. We're gonna have this meeting.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like a lot of people just jumped on the teacher was wrong, point blank. I'm like, no, we got to look at you have to look at the full story. It's not always the teacher. It's not always the school. A lot of times it might be the school, but it's not always the school. It's not always the student. Vice versa. It's not always a student tripping. Sometimes the teachers are overbearing and they are doing too much, and they are, they're not letting kids be kids too. The point is, let's look at all aspects of the story. But this story in particular, they both was wrong. Point blank, period. Amen. Period, poo. Kids do what they see and they not checked at home.
And I don't agree with that.
Some of them.
He
might be, it might sound generalized, but he right.
Yeah.
Some of them are not checked at home. Some of them will be like, yeah, you did what you supposed to do. Yeah, you right. She attacked. Some of them, when they watched that video, they seen that teacher attacked that child first.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it in the comments for myself.
Yeah,
like, really?
Child,
really
I seen a whole bunch of people. I was like, okay, child.
She really did. I mean, yeah, she said, "Don't touch me." She did this. Don't touch me.
And I feel like that's just defense.
That's just defense. But a lot of them act like that was attacked. Oh, she did this. She was ready to fight. No, she just said, "Don't touch me."
She is 38 and she grew up with young Dro. She knows how to shoulder lean. But sometimes you got to lean into it. Doggone
it. Nikki said, yes, Shadana. A lot of parents don't believe their kids do no wrong. That's facts. Sometimes I have to tell myself, like, because I know how my child is. And they be like, he lying. I'm like, yeah, he probably was. I be like, oh, like, no, hold on. I'm not going to say that. Let me find out. So we do it.
I was about to say that I actually don't defend my kids as much as I probably should.
I check myself sometimes to defend him. Like, hold on, no, let me get his point of view. I do it within myself, and then I figure it out before I get to the school, which is the good thing. But sometimes my first reaction in my head was, this boy don't lie. Because he don't like school. So I'm thinking automatically he doing something stupid because he don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it happens. We all have biases. You know, I just did that training at work. We all have biases. And then we be
everybody
unintentionally. We be doing it unintentionally. Just because teachers are not prepared to go in and have to throw hands with someone's child. If that's the expectation, raise the pay for educators and training to handle the situation. Raise the pay, period. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. It's people that's been teaching for 12, 15, 1,100 years and still making $50,000.
And I feel like, that, especially in North Carolina. I recently met a lady from New York. That's a teacher in New York. I can't remember what grade she teaches in New York, but she was thinking about moving down here. And she told me her pay that she got in New York. And I said, baby, just stay in New York and retire there before you move to North Carolina. And I said, because you're not even going to make a third of that. She is 6 figures in New York. And she has not even been, she's been teaching for a long time. But I know, because I come from an educational family, I know teachers that taught longer or teaching longer than her and is making nowhere near what she's making. Nowhere near.
Because New York is high, right?
I mean, New York is high, but she even told me
figures, though.
I pay rent. My rent is higher than her rent.
Oh wow. Okay. She live on the edge of New York.
she live in
a closet for what you pay.
And she has a very nice house. Like her house is like what you see in the background of your thing. Like that's what her house is looking like around the whole thing. And I feel like it's 2 bedrooms. Like it's a nice place. Gotcha. And North Carolina sucks. I don't know why we live here.
Honey, I literally was just telling somebody that last week, like for the laws that supposed to protect us and things of that nature, and the money we have to pay out sometimes, and the pay that we get, and the way they raise, the things around. I'm like, why do we live here, and why do people keep coming here? Because I always keep hearing about people coming from New York and Texas and Jersey and Atlanta and all these places, and they coming to live here, and I'm like, why? That's nothing. I don't get it at all. North Carolina terrible. It's terrible.
I don't like these responsibilities
at all. Oh man. All right, that was a good topic. We actually already at 1 hour and 27 minutes. You want to keep going?
We can. You got something?
Right, we having fun. Let's do it. I got them 2 videos that you had sent, but let's go with the grandma stealing boyfriends.
All right, so yes, I have been dating this guy for like 3 months, and my grandma, she's 79. I don't know how to explain it, bro. She really ugly. I don't know how to. And he would stay over here every night, and I would wake up and he would be out of my bed. I stayed home one day, like I called off of work because I wasn't feeling good. Tell me why this is making breakfast for my grandma. So I was like, "Oh, you're still here?" He's like, "Yeah, I just was helping your granny clean up and stuff." And I said, "Okay." Next day, he comes to sleep again. I'm up. This sneaks out of the bed, opens the door, goes into my grandma's room. Next thing you know, I hear them fucking.
I know her teeth was in that glass, though.
On God, it was.
That's what I'm saying. That's what she got over you.
Nope, teeth having. Let me stop.
It's a cheat code.
Hey, the girl ain't got no teeth, so I guess she be giving him that sloppy toppy. Well, I don't know.
Hey. You win some, you lose some. You lost today, maybe you'll win tomorrow.
Can you imagine being in a room over and your man sneak out your bed? That was weird. Anybody else hear it, or was it just me? There's like a staticky type of something going on. Touch your mic. Make sure it ain't your mic. No. Yeah. Once you muted, it went away. Oh, that was weird. I was like, what is that noise? All right, unmute. Let's see if it's gone. Nope, it's still there. I don't know what happened. Look, that's how you know we was about to get ratchet. Anywho, until she figured it out, anybody watching that video, how would y'all feel if you and your girl or you and your guy was in your room and he tiptoed out to go to grandma room, who is 79, and you hear them going at it? Please tell me how you would feel in that situation. I would love to know the emotional state of how you would feel. Okay, it's gone.
I just unplugged everything and plugged it back up. That's all I did. I don't know what happened.
Check the mic settings though. I think the mic ain't right. It's all right. Technical issues. We getting it. It was like you laughed too hard and said, and it went crazy. It said, If not, it'll be fine. But
it's not picking my mic back up. So that might be why. What happened? It might be something with the mic.
All right. We need to upgrade. Y'all need to get to the Cash App at Money Sign occasionally so we can get an upgrade on the mic situation. We can record in person.
Do I sound loud now?
No, you sound different, but not loud.
So I had to switch to my earpods. That's the only thing I'm listening and talking on.
Okay. It's a little muffled, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. But tell the people how you would feel if you was in the room with your man and he tiptoed out to go to grandma and you heard him going at it. How would you feel?
Baby, my chest would have been hurting. I would have fought my ugly grandma with her no teeth ass.
I'm done.
So she was ugly and she pulled the teeth out. She said the teeth was on the side. I would have fought Granny. I would have fought boyfriend, and I would have took this to my grave. I would have never told anybody why I fought my granny and my boyfriend. If they had asked me, I would have said I walked in on them doing crack together. That would have been my story, and I'm sticking to it. They crackheads.
Why everybody got to be a crackhead though? Is what I want
to know. Because it makes sense.
I'm dead. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't imagine like your grandma, your 79-year-old grandma is stealing folk. That would be rough. That would be rough. I ain't gonna lie. All right, tell me how y'all feel about this. This is a video talking about women cannot be honest.
Hey, look, man, some men gonna set out and one day they gonna get married, but they never will know that they married the girl that ran through the whole football team because she can't even tell you. She can't tell you her real fantasy. She can't tell you she want to fuck two niggas. So she can't tell you she want to fuck two at the same time. Yeah, she can't. If she can't talk to you, if she can't talk to you like that, you're gonna die without even never knowing who you're married for real, man. Come on.
That's true.
That's the truth. She gotta be able to tell you anything, dog.
What do you get from that commentary? Because you know some people would get out of there. Oh, so you saying your wife a hoe, and now she don't want to tell you that you a hoe. I don't feel like that was his point, but I want to hear your point of view on it.
So I wish that I had told you to save that for whenever we talk about that movie that I told you to watch the other day.
I did watch it too. Woo. But go ahead.
Because I think that kind of goes hand in hand. Even though I feel like she told a lot of the stuff that she done back in the day. But anyway, I agree with him in totality, and that's even for men. Like, I want to know things that you are into, things that you used to be into, things that you might be into in the future. I feel like there should always be some type of check-in to see if everybody is still satisfied the way that they're supposed to be satisfied. A lot of people think that means financially, mentally, emotionally, the house is getting cleaned the way it's supposed to, but you also need to make sure that sexual fantasies are getting met as well. Mm-hmm. And if in college she got
gangbang by the whole football team. She shouldn't be judged about it. You love her now. She done moved on from that. But if there's something that she might want to do next week with you, maybe not a whole gangbang, because that might be too much. But if you into it, you into it. I ain't judging. But if she wants to do something that's something different that kind of correlates to something that was done back in the day, something that she really enjoyed, she should be able to have a conversation, or him. I don't know why I'm saying she, because I guess I'm just thinking about me. So, people should be able to have a conversation and be able to have whatever desires and fantasies that they can have that is within the limits of your partner.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I feel like we as people have a view of what we want in a partner based on what we seen, what we heard, what our homeboys say, what our homegirls say. We also want to view people to be better than we are actually have been ourselves, which is weird because you can understand that you have lived life and you have done things in life that was not right. But when it comes to that same respect for somebody else, sometimes we don't always verbalize it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we should be able to have it's okay to have standards and be like, this is what I want in a partner. This is what I see in a partner. You know, I mean, I don't want the person who has been with more than 20 people, blase. If that's your preference, that is okay. But at the same time, we should never make somebody feel like they are a terrible person because of the things they've done in their past. Because this is going to be real churchy, what I'm about to say. But the Bible says a sin is a sin. It don't matter how big your sin was, how little your sin was, how much your sin was, how little your sin was. It's all a sin. So even if you're not religious, you can treat people in the regards of their bad choices were their bad choices. Even if you're not religious. Like, you could be like, okay, they made some bad choices. It's just what it was. And then either decide within yourself, I can deal with it or I can't. And just respectfully, if you don't want to deal with it, be like, this is not what I see for myself, and do it in a respectful manner versus talking bad about somebody, shunning somebody for it, talking down on them, talking to your homeboys or your homegirls about it, which we all do. Like, it's okay to be like, I'm not okay with the choices that you made, but I'm also going to respectfully decline, but not talk junk about it or make you feel bad about it. And that's the problem.
Like,
just be like, you ain't for me, and be done with it. You don't need all the extra commentary. You don't need all the extra comments. You don't need all the extra subliminal posts on Facebook or Instagram. You don't need to talk to your whole family about it. Like, just be okay with we ain't meant for each other and be done with it. Why do we as people need all the extra? That is the problem.
And what gets me, I'm gonna take it to the whole streets, because you took it church. I'm gonna take it to the whole streets. Right. Dudes, they be like, oh, my wife or whatever, she sucked dick real good. You think she learned how to suck dick from sucking 2 dicks? No, she had to suck a lot of dicks to learn how to suck good dick. 1 dick, 2 dick, 3 dick, 4 dick, 5. She had to suck a lot of dicks to get to where she knew how to suck a good dick. So, which means
go ahead, finish it up for the people in the back.
Which means she might have had some very promiscuous time back in the day. If you love somebody, you love them for who they are right now. You love them for who they have moved on from. They're no longer that person in some sense. But also understand that some of the things that they went through back in the day could be a fantasy or something that they might enjoy this time. I'm not saying a gangbang, but I'm just saying it could be anything.
Right.
It could be anything. And get out of your feelings, men. Some of y'all be all in y'all feelings. Oh, God, I done married a hoe. I done fell in love with a hoe. Well, if you fall in love with this hoe and you love the hoe the way that the hoe's supposed to be loved, baby, I can turn you into a hoe and we can be some good hoes together.
Be a hoe together, okay? But you know what? I personally feel like, and I have been guilty of this, a lot of people would not know a person for the worries that you have in them if you didn't verbalize it.
True.
So if you didn't initially go to your homeboys or her girls and be like, hey, she, I done heard about her. She was doing this and this and that. She was with my homeboy. She had hit my cousin, blase, blase. Like, all of that may be true. But if you wasn't the person who actually went to them and verbalized it, but then also expect them to respect her through knowing that information, then it wouldn't be a problem. But now you done share that information, even though you want them to respect them, but they're not going to respect her, which is going to bother you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you did it to yourself. You can't blame nobody but you.
Because why the hell does Kevin know what the hell I did back in 6th grade? I didn't even know Kevin till 6 days ago.
I ain't even know him. Okay.
Now Kevin know what I did back in 6th grade. We all sitting at the table playing cards, and I throw out the card, and I be like, "Can't nobody put shit down like me?" Like, yeah, I remember how you put shit down on Johnson back in 6th grade. How
do you know? Because you talked about her.
So you
talked about her, but then you caught feelings, and then felt some type of way because other people knew about her.
Right.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
That is a good woman, John. That is a good man, Savannah. If y'all gonna love people, love them for who they are. Doggone it.
Love them or do not love them for who they are.
Right. And sometimes it's okay to wash your hands. Right. Sometimes it's okay to wash your hands. Sometimes you can be like, you know what? I really like this person, but this is somebody that I can't be with, or I don't see myself being with. And if you eventually want to be with that person, love them wholeheartedly for who they are, not for who you want them to be. Love them for who they actually are.
Right. Love them for who they are. Don't overly verbalize or share information. And a lot of women are guilty of this. A lot of women are guilty. I've been the person that shared every single good and bad thing about their partner to their friends. But then when they finally get to that place where the man is being good, your friends still in your life, but you remember, but you said, but he did, and then you having that struggle
because you gave him, but we didn't. You forgave him, but I remember when that nigga had you crying in the back seat of the Ultima while we was trying to go out. Look, this is what I'm thinking. Like, you crying in the back seat of the Ultima, we trying to have a good time. She over here crying. I'm mad. I'm still mad. You forgave him, but we didn't forgive him. We still don't fucks with him. That's me.
No, that's real though. That's real. So many people make that mistake. So many people like, I understand you feel more comfortable with confiding in your friends and telling them everything and blase, but your friends sometimes gonna have your back way past the limit that you needed. So yeah, it feels good in that moment that they being like, yeah, he ain't nothing, he doing you wrong, blase. But then when you get to your point where you forgiving him and you understanding his growth and things of that nature, they not gonna understand that because they not the one that's having to date him or live with him.
We don't know. We don't necessarily see the growth because by that time the friend has stopped really sharing a lot of the things.
Right.
So we don't know. All we remember is April the 27th, 2019, when we was going out for a girls' night, and you called her and you got her upset for no reason. And my friend was mad all night, and we did not enjoy our friend's night because she was upset, and we was trying to work through her situations when we was just supposed to be ratchet and twerking on the headlights at the stoplight. But we couldn't do that because you messed it up, and we hate you, and we will never like you again.
That is fact.
I am 100% guilty of it. I will admit it. A lot of my friends, they went through situations. And I be like, I don't like that motherfucker.
But you also only know your friend's side.
I only know my friend's side. And I don't want to hear the man's side. I don't like him.
He wrong. He need to be a man. Okay? You done muted yourself. Chris said unconditional love is unconditional. That's facts. That's fast.
I'm having.
I hear you now. He said twerking on the headlights, Chaz. Hey, it's a time and a place for everything.
At the stoplight. So when I say I don't want to remember my name and I don't want to remember that I'm a mama, that's exactly what I do. 94 Freaknet. We having fun.
94 Freaknet.
We twerking on the headlights at the red light.
This is not related to the topic by no means, but I was watching this TikTok earlier, and the man he had a really thick accent, and they was trying to understand what he was saying, and it was like, name one piece of advice you would say about being a parent, and he was like, if I had to give a piece of advice, no, not being a parent, being a adult, I think is what they said. And he was like, if I had to give one piece of advice, I say, don't give them kids enough. Don't give those kids all the time that you give them. They're not worth it. And they was like, really? People would admit that? Like, I would never admit that. In my back of my mind, I was like, I get it.
I agree.
That ain't what he really said. He was talking about like, don't give like I think he said bastards, but for some reason he said bastards, but it sounded like children. I don't know. It was like totally unrelated. But for some reason, I thought about the fact of how things can be misconstrued or mistranslated in the moment. Like we be trying to say, when we be talking to our friends about these dudes or these girls we be dating, we really want them to hear the moment, but really they hearing the lifetime.
Right. That's true.
That's the lesson. That's the lesson of it all.
Ooh, I like that. But I want to hear that. Because fuck these kids, don't give these kids all your time. I agree with that.
I got it.
And these bastards, don't give them all your time either.
I'm gonna have to find the video. I really didn't do it justice. But the message I got from it was what I just said.
That was a good message.
People really be wanting to hear. We really be wanting our friends to hear the moment, but they really be hearing the lifetime. So when you communicate in your situation, keep that in mind. Keep in mind that your friends are ride or die to the extent of they trying to protect you always. And sometimes you just be communicating in the moment.
This is true. Because I'm guilty of it and my friends is guilty. My friends will hate a nigga that I love and I will hate a nigga that my friends love.
Got to be more careful, okay? Got to be more careful.
I'm like,
oh man.
I love that for us though, because we still have grown-up conversations. I will say that for the most part, most of my friends, I ain't gonna say all, but for the most part, most of my friends, circle, my really like close friends, we can still have the conversations of, I don't really like that man, but I feel like you was wrong in this situation.
That's facts.
You need to go back and apologize. You know, like we do things like that, or we are actually able to have adult conversations even outside of all the other things that we have said. Yes. But it's still fuck them. We don't like them.
It's definitely still if them, we don't like them, but we can also have like good, mature conversations, and we can also agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of adults cannot do that for whatever reason. No, she wrong, he wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it could be an extent of either y'all both wrong or one is wrong or the other and y'all just see it differently.
Right.
But it's understanding that in the moment that's the problem. Understand the moment. All right, I want to go back to the teacher situation just for a second because I forgot to highlight it. But one of the posts that I had seen, this person had posted. Their name is, I ain't gonna say their name, but it says the real story behind the sub and the student. It says the sub took phones during connections, and at the end, she gave everybody else their phone back, but particularly the student because she was cursing at her and being disrespectful. So the student decides to tell her classmates to record so she can fight the teacher. The teacher was trying to call for help, but the student invaded her space. So the teacher tried to move her back, but instead she pushed her and the student hit her, and then they started fighting.
I believe that 100%. I believe
I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that person, but I wholeheartedly believe that.
I believe
110%. So I just wanted to put that out there so people can understand that there's always three sides to a story.
Her side, they side, the truth.
The truth. All sides could be truthful, but I wanted to make sure I shared that because when I seen that, I was like, that now makes so much sense. Don't it make sense? Because if you didn't know that, the story don't really calculate.
Right.
The story don't really calculate.
But Sunshine got now she only has about 16 minutes where she needs to be ready so that she could go outside and twerk on the headlights.
Bye. I was like, I got 15 minutes to work. You talking about
Chris said he got the headlights on. He has the headlights on.
He meet me in 30 minutes. Okay.
Go ahead and make sure you put on your booty shorts. Put on your booty shorts. It's all in the thighs, the upper thighs.
Look at it.
It's in the thighs. Thighs and ankles. Thighs and ankles. We think that it's hips, but it's not. It's thighs and ankles, people.
It's thighs and ankles. Okay.
Thighs and ankles.
We made it through our topics of the week. How did y'all feel?
He said, and the blinkers on.
And the blinkers. Let's not waste my battery. Turn the blinkers on.
So that means she gonna be out there, Chris.
Hey, I didn't say that. Oh, how y'all felt about the topics this week? We appreciate you guys tuning in.
She said, "Don't waste my
battery. Don't be wasting my battery, okay?" But yeah, how y'all felt about the topics this week? I appreciate you guys commenting on the post that was posted and giving y'all feedback. We would love to do that every week. We're gonna try to post a post from now on where you guys can interact, give us y'all feedback so we can talk about it during the live, because this live is not only for y'all to hear us talk. We want y'all point of views in it as well. So y'all point of views, or you guesting, or whatever the case may be, you let us know. You can hit us up on the page. You can email us. You can inbox us. Blase. You got a topic in mind. Let us know. This podcast is not for us. Yes, we get on here. We have fun. We have laugh. But we do this because we want the conversations to be open and to be real and transparent for all of our people who take time to listen. So let's just make sure. He said I got the generator on standby. I'm done. All right. Anything else? Why'd you show? Did you?
Damn it! I was trying to erase it
because that sound like a spam. All right, we'll be back next week. Are we still in April next week? We are. What are we gonna talk about next week? This has been a long tail month. We'll find some stuff to talk about next week. But y'all send us y'all topics. If you see anything that's trending, if you see any comments you want to make, we'll make sure we start posting more as well, so you can comment, so we can talk about it. Blase. We're gonna do a shoot the shit episode. Send all your craziest things. We're gonna talk about crazy stuff. Send your crazy story, whether it's relationship, sexual, friendship, workship. Send all your crazy stories. We'll talk chicken ship. I don't know. Airplane ship. But hey. But yeah, send it in. We'll definitely talk about it. Yes. We love it. We love all the shenanigans. That's why we say life, laughs, and shenanigans. You're going to get those 3 pieces in every episode, okay? All right. Anything else before we go out? That's it. Peace. Oh. All right. See you next. Go ahead. I am making a journey video of me doing my yoga headstand. Oh my God. And by my birthday, I am going to be able to make my legs move like this. I can't wait. But y'all be there to watch it. Watch my journey. I'm gonna post it on Occasionally Posh. I'm gonna post it once I perfect it. I'm gonna post the journey on Occasionally Posh, and I hope that y'all are so proud of me the way that I'm gonna be proud of myself. All right. I heard that Nikki said we need to talk about stalkers. Ooh, oh, we would definitely talk about Kevin, girl. But y'all go ahead. All right, we got to go. See y'all next week.